Launching a big Lambo is relatively straightforward. Make sure you're in Corsa mode and then pull the ESC switch once. Depress the brake pedal with your left foot until you see the words "thrust mode possible" appear below the tachometer. Then, bury the throttle with your right foot. You will see the revs jump to about 5,000 RPM. All that's left for you to do is release the brake and hold on. The mechanical violence unleashed by that brutal V12 and that nail gun of a transmission is intoxicating. There's a small, tiny moment of not quite calm, but a split second when you're not rocketing forward. See, the tires and the traction control computer are both scrambling for grip. 1/100th of a breath later, and you're gone, baby, gone. I've been behind the wheel of a few cars that are quicker, not by much, but they're quicker, but never anything as violent. The Aventador S is a bomb with 4 wheels, an explosion you can point down the road. Also improved on the new S is the handling, thanks largely to the addition of 4-wheel steering. When all 4 wheels turn in the same direction at speed, it has the effect of virtually lengthening the car's wheelbase, increasing stability. At lower speeds, the rear wheels turn in the opposite direction to the front, making the wide-body supercar shockingly easy to park. The suspension is stiffer than before, and the magnetic shocks have been reprogrammed with better handling in mind. Even the big sticky Pirellis are new, specifically developed for all-wheel drive machines. The weird part is that I've taken this sportier, much sharper handling Aventador to a city in a state that is totally devoid of curves. Florida is straight and flat, and Miami, its cultural and artistic center, is pretty much the same. So why? Why would I? To illustrate that there's more to cars like the Aventador S than handling and performance. In a word, the car is special. In a few more, can you think of a better car to drive through Miami? Maybe the Aventador S Roadster, but it hasn't been invented yet. Soon, but not yet.
In the brake zones, the 918 is extremely stable, but the braking power, it varies a little bit. In other words, you hit the brake hard, you don't get your full G immediately. Late in the brake zone, the ceramic brakes heat up, the regenerative system is working at full max, and the braking G's increase. Quick steering response, and it's got a little entry oversteer. See that? The 918 gives the driver some options. Carving through 6th, the steering is spot on. I mean, that Porsche steering we know and love, it's here. It's here in the 918. And the mid-edging configuration gives it a really quick and easy turn-in. It's low power moment. It's still the surgeon's scalpel to drive. Shock dampening is superb. It's firm, but not too much. Porsche has struck a really fine balance between the ride and the handling, even on track. Bumps do not disturb the 918. Excellent accomplishment. Man, I hate this car because I'm spoiled now. I want everything to run like this.
The combined horsepower is 904, cost $1 million, and all 375 examples have been sold. Our brief opportunity to drive the P1 took place at a damp, empty airport in England that you might recognize from a popular British TV show. So here we are, behind the wheel of a prototype version of a 904 horsepower, $1 million hypercar on an unfamiliar track with just a handful of laps to drive. At At 9.8 seconds to the quarter mile, the P1 is the quickest production car tested in MotorTrend's 65-year history.
I'm gonna go around one more time because screw the rules. How can you not enjoy that? How can you not enjoy power sliding this car?
That's a fantastic achievement in itself, but then you start realizing that there's more, that it's passed all the safety tests, that it isn't penalized by a gas guzzler tax, that it can run briefly as a zero-emissions electric car. And then there's the lateral limit. In my brief time there, the trouble wasn't with driving it, but comprehending what was happening. With the P1, you simply have to forget what you know about the capabilities of modern performance cars. The P1 changes everything.
So let's head to the Autodromo di Franciacorta, southeast of Milan, to find out if the BC continues to impress even when it's pushed right to the edge and a little bit beyond.
So all that amazing stuff on the road sort of carries over. That's the first impression. The engine, I was really worried about. I don't know what I was worried about, to be honest. It feels fantastic. It's so fast. It's so brutal. And like I said before, it's not musical. But it fits this car, this sort of monstrous personality that this thing's got. Gearbox the same, you can see. It's not twin clutch smooth or quick. But somehow it works in the car. And what I can also feel on the track is the chassis balance properly. So Pagani told me they want these cars to be safe. So they're not super pointy, but it turns in really well. But from mid-corner, you will find the car start to push. That's fine, because you've got this V12 here, so if you get in the push, bang, more throttle, and you get oversteer. And I'm just shocked, almost the same as on the road, how drivable this thing is. On a pretty small track like this, doesn't really suit it in some ways, but it feels at home, it feels light, it changes direction, there's a bit of safety understeer. Mid-corner, but you can neutralise it easily with the throttle, and that again says a lot about how well this engine is mapped, because the throttle response is really good, and it just gives you the confidence to push this car way harder than you would think you would be keen to do. So you really feel the benefits of the lightweight build of this car, particularly on a really wiggly little track like this where you've got to be in the brakes all the time. The pedals may be a little bit longer than I'd like, but the carbon ceramics have endurance, because they're just, although they're stopping this crazy force, they just don't have too much mass to deal with, so the car feels built for the track, and it doesn't feel like you're abusing it when you're driving around, which is a lovely feeling. I mean, things I never thought I'd do. Hitch a wire it into a third gear corner. See what happens.
To stop Johnny's bottom lip from quivering and being in that R, I got in the S. This is the more civilised version. Caterham's complete nutter. But a civilised 620R in S form is not massively civilised, I have to say. Same engine. Now I've got a 5-speed manual gearbox. There's a 6-speed that's optional, and this one's got the 5. The suspension's a bit softer. Soft is relative, right? So This thing is still just a hooligan. Yes! Yes! That's almost all you need to know about K-Troops. They are most hilarious, hooligan, brilliant, manic thing, and the 620R or the 620S with all this power, they just exaggerate that. Lower powered cars are, I hate to use the word, they're almost purer. I've driven a lot of 7s and they're a bit like a drug. You start off wanting a little bit, but sooner or later you want the big boy. And this is the big boy. So good, listen to it.
Wow, listen to this thing. There's the difference between the two GTRs right there.
Oh man, I love that rumble. AMG.
Wow, right? Yeah. So look, Godzilla has made a career of embarrassing other supercars, right? Yeah. And we know from the Nürburgring times, that's the 7-minute 8-second, this is a 7-minute 10-second.
And that's really close.
But those were different drivers on different days. It might have taken place in different months. I wonder if we had the same cars on the same day, on the same track, with the same driver, what the results would be.
You can't help but wonder that.
If only we knew a guy. Oh wait, we know you.
Oh man, I would love it.
Okay, but not just any track.
Oh, this racetrack.
Yeah, man, only the best. Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. And actually, the reason is, not only is it a great track, but you have personally set the production car lap record here several times. So I figured what better place to lap these two. Anyway, so I want to ask you, before you drive them, which one of these two GTRs do you think is going to be the quickest?
Man, Johnny, that's a tough one. Right off the cuff, the AMG GTR seems faster to me. Oh yeah, this thing rocks, people!
2 seconds. Literally 2 entire seconds over 2.21 miles. Meaning that if it were a 10-lap race, the Nismo would be coming off the corkscrew as the AMG was apexing turn 11 and heading back onto the front straight. That's a clear-cut victory for the beast from the green hell.